Oh, hi! This week, we're gonna play with some garbage. We're really gonna channel our sewing nerd roots and try to make something out of otherwise nothing. So, I'm not like a great painter by any means. It's a thing I like to noodle around with once in a while, and watercolor, like proper out of a tube watercolor paint, has always eluded me. I don't know why it's always felt so scary. I have played around with watercolor colored pencils, and those are pretty fun. So a lot of the paintings I've done before have a watercolor background like that, and then I'll do some acrylic something over it because I like using those pencils for the backgrounds of stuff. But for some reason 2D art always scares the shit out of me and I think it's a much bigger undertaking than like creating an entire dress from scratch. I am very excited about the idea of doing watercolor painting like out in the world somewhere. It's not the most travel friendly in its current form. Also, in an attempt to save some dried tubes of watercolor paint, we're gonna make our own little teeny tiny travel kit. So here's what you need. Been a hot second for that, huh? So I'm using polymer clay, just Sculpey 3 oven bake clay, an Altoids tin that has been empty and sitting in my like stash of hoarded, I don't know what the fuck else to do with this, but it's too good to throw away type bins for about a decade. Some dried out watercolor paint, although I'm also putting some undried out watercolor paint into some of the palette. I also used some clear nail polish, and then I needed access to the oven upstairs to bake the clay, but it'll probably work with air dry clay, I'd imagine. Oh, and also a lot of time. I'm also completely new to fucking with polymer clay, so this took an exceptionally long time for me. There must be better ways to go about this. Honestly, probably had I cut out one layer that had the divots in it for the watercolor to go into and then had like one flat piece and just kind of melded it together. As with everything, I went about it in the most complicated way possible. So here's where we started. I started off with an entire block of Sculpey because an Altoids tin is not the biggest thing in the world, but when you're talking about filling this entire bottom tray with something, it adds up pretty quickly. I just don't see a time I'm ever going to use this color because I can dirty up a bright white piece of clay pretty quickly. And yeah, so I just kind of picked like my least favorite block because I was going to be using so much of it. And I worked at it in little chunks. I like ripped off a little bit, made it so it was malleable because otherwise it was just crumbling apart. Like I couldn't start with the whole brick. And yeah, I honestly probably spent like 40 minutes getting this workable, and I managed to hurt my shoulder again. Oh, speaking of, I'm gonna put my heating pad on. P.S. It's so funny to me in like the best way that a bunch of you have been like, I didn't know that existed. I also bought myself one because before I was gifted this, I didn't know that this shape heating pad existed. It's Sunbeam brand. I'm certainly not sponsored. This, yeah, was a Christmas present from one of my best friends. Oh, what a difference. Anyway, I hurt myself making this, but hopefully your body is less broken than mine and it won't be as big of an issue. Or you're just used to using clay. Perhaps using some tools to roll this out would have been helpful, but of course I don't have any of that. So once I was able to like get the whole thing into a workable patty, I then took the Altoids tin and just made sure it wasn't going to be wider in any spots and could like fit in the bottom tray of the tin. So then I just started carving out little pots. This also took ages, and this is where had I like stamped out little squares all the way through and then added a thinner bottom layer to seal everything shut, that probably would have been a much better way to handle this, but couldn't and wouldn't do it. I did use these tools a bunch, which are like maybe for clay. I think this is for mixing paint. I use it for my lino block ink sometimes, but they were at the dollar store. Is not expensive tools I was using. Then I used a scratch awl to kind of mark stuff out, so it's just a little pointed thing. Don't let there be much crossover between your sewing tools and stuff for this. All of this is like completely cleanable. I wasn't worried about this. And this is from technically my first job, although was it even a legal situation? I was 13 and getting paid under the table. Basically how you cut out stuff for a Cricut decal. I would like weed out all the negative space just to add insult to injury. The people that owned the business I worked at, like I would bring all the work home with me. They called me weed because that's what I did, is I weeded out all of these car decals and stuff. But I bought myself the tools. Also, I worked so fast that they cut my pay in half because I got paid per piece. That they used to give me 50 cents per piece, and then they had to cut it down to 25 cents a piece because they couldn't afford me because I was too good at my job. Basically, everything about it was sketchy, but I was also not of legal working age, so who was I to say anything, you know? Don't do that to yourself. If you don't have to, don't do that to yourself. Anyway, I have these tools as just like a rounded tip thing. Honestly, I just use the back end of this the most. So like the back of a paintbrush or something would be good for like smoothing some of the edges out. So then it was time to dig through the watercolors and decide what I wanted as part of the palette. Again, one of the purposes of this is to salvage some of the dried out paint. So I'm specifically looking for some of the tubes that are hardened inside, but I made sure I had enough colors to like mix whatever I needed. As long as you get the primaries, you're good. Although listen, I don't know shit about watercolors, so maybe it's harder to mix that than like with acrylic paints. And of course, all of my paint is kept in a Doctor Who bag, because why use any other kind of bag when you could be using this kind? So I took some non-fabric shears. These are just regular old craft scissors. I use these for like washi tape and shit all the time. I cut off the bottom of the tube and then just kept ripping open the plastic until I found like sizable chunks of the watercolor. Definitely don't do what I did at first, which was open it over the palette, so then all of the little paint bits got in a bunch of different parts of the tray. So yeah, as I went through all the colors, I opened them separately and then like kind of scooped a bunch of stuff onto it. And then to get it to stick to the palette, I just wet a paintbrush, dabbed it on there. That just meant I needed to give it a little more time to dry, and it, yeah, was a non-issue. Where if I'm out in the world using this, I'm gonna try to use like a little bit of water, mix it in the roof of the tin. That's why I left that side empty, is because that can be like a mixing surface, I guess. If you have suggestions on what else to put in here, cool. I'm thinking I can either use that to hold water. Say I'm out at a brewery or something, sitting outside, living my best cottagecore life, just under a tree, painting some stuff, drinking a raspberry lemonade sour beer. I assume I will have access to water. I always bring a water bottle with me, either this or my Nalgene, so I'm not worried about having a separate container for actually bringing water. But with that in mind, just in case I change my tactic with things, I did leave this center pot empty, and had definitely considered making like a big center divot that was bigger than the rest to hold water, and just to add it to the paintbrush. But I think having a little bit in the middle might be okay. I also have room to add another color in there. There are some options, but yeah, if you have any thoughts, let me know, because I just wanted to be able to transport the paint and like still use the dry paint. These are all dry now. And oh, I completely forgot a step. Y'all, before I put any of the paint in there, I suspected if I put anything wet onto it, it would just try to absorb into the clay. I didn't test this out, but it, you know, seemed like a porous surface. So I took my best friend in the world, some clear nail polish. I just put a, you know, not super thin coat over the whole thing, and then let it sit to dry. I made sure to get every surface so that if I want to rinse this out and like swap out a color, and just so it doesn't absorb into the clay, I can do that no problem, and it's basically been waterproofed. So fucking excited. So here are the colors I went with. Again, I was trying to use up some of the like super dried out tubes. So I did add a teal because that was dried out, and I don't know, that seems like that's a hard color to mix, as well as like a brown. I am terrible at mixing browns with like acrylic paint. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not the most precise and professional looking thing in the world, but considering this was part of like a 10-pack set of otherwise trash clay that I got at a Goodwill like 4 years ago, and oh, I should have made sure that this actually fits. I checked it after it baked, but it was still a little soft. Let's, oh fuck, did I fuck this up? Wait. No, we got it. Everything's fine. And that is going into, you know, an Altoids tin that otherwise just gonna get thrown in the recycling bin. As shown by the expiration date, which is 18th of April, 2012. So it's definitely been sitting around for a while. I don't know how long Altoids have to live, but I would imagine they don't expire particularly quickly. And then all the tubes I cut open, I just put in this little tin, so I'll continue using it up as I go through it, because yeah, it wasn't until my dear friend Cheryl pointed out, because she very generously sent me a bunch of the watercolor to start with, so like all of these tubes are gifted from her in the first place. We've been doing a lot of craft supply swapping over the past year, and this was one of the things that came my way. Just like, hey, I never use this, do you want it? And of course I'm gonna say yes. Even when it's a craft I am completely terrified of delving into. But I did end up noodling around with these for the first time ever, because again, I mean, other than those little kid coloring books where there's like the little swatch of watercolor on the paper that you get when you're like in second grade, and the substitute teacher's there and they don't know what else to do with you, so they like put on a nature documentary and just let you paint stuff. Like, I've done that kind of watercolor. It was really, really fun to mess around with those. And I ended up sending those paintings out as mail time perk gifts for my patrons. So thank you so much to everyone over on my Patreon for allowing me to spend time doing stuff like this. Just messing around with trash and then creating art I'm like terrified of making is an opportunity that I can't believe I get to take on a regular basis. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, thank you, Cheryl, for sending me these things. And this was kind of a collaborative effort with me and her because she sent me the paint and the watercolor paper. And when I was telling her that some of the tubes had dried out, I had them, speaking of Doctor Who, my little trash bin that I keep on standby, I had set them in there and she had said like, by the way, you can just re-wet that and it's gonna do paint things again. I was like, oh shit, that makes sense. So yeah, I love having creative people I get to brainstorm with. It's my favorite thing is just hashing out ideas and the excitement you get when you like click into place something that wouldn't have happened otherwise, like mid-conversation. Oh, it is my favorite thing. So that is why I thoroughly enjoy hanging out in the Discord with y'all, because if you're sharing your crafty ideas or in the comments on any of the videos, like I have benefited so much from this, and hopefully when I do stuff like this, it's helping give y'all ideas to do things, and yeah, we can just nerd out and do our crafts together. And I love this little community we've built over the years. It's the best. It gives me life. This is making me so excited because I can't wait to like go sit on a friend's back deck once everybody's juiced up and like make stuff in the same space as other people again. Oh, can you imagine? It's so close I can taste it. P.S. When I was doing those watercolors for Patreon pals, I managed to not dunk the paintbrush in my coffee, which was next to the water cup that I was using for the paint. Well, I think that's gonna do it for me. I hope you all have had a lovely start to the spring. The nicer weather is helping so much, although I could do without this goddamn wind. But I will see you all back here with another video next Friday. Thank you so much for hanging out. Not the paint. Don't taste the paint. Never put the paint in your mouth.